The fight to have same-sex unions recognized in the Dutch Reformed Church is playing out here in the North Gauteng court. So as you mentioned, 11 members of the church, they're actually challenging the church's move to that the church reversed the 2015 decision. So in 2015, the church decided that same-sex unions will be allowed, and also, which was quite interesting, is that gay ministers can be ordained without the need for them to be celibate. Well, the church backtracked, and a year later, that decision was reversed. That is why we are in court here today. With me is one of the applicants, activist Laurie Gaum. Laurie, just tell me firstly, what is going on in court today, and what have we heard thus far?
We're thankful to seek clarity from court on this botched decision from the church's side. You know, it was under great upheaval that this decision was reversed. It was never implemented, the original 2015 decision. It was a great disappointment, of course, for many people. It hurt people very much, you know, that you could take a courageous decision and then go back on your word. And so therefore we are thankful to get our day in court and to assist the church really and other organizations also to move forward on this issue and to be less discriminatory, but to create spaces where people are really welcomed and affirmed for the fullness of who they are.
So, Laurie, you mentioned that this decision to reverse the original decision was unconstitutional. What would you like to hear from the court today?
I think the court needs to give a clear answer to whether discrimination is still tolerated, you know, not only in churches, but also in other organizations. And therefore the equality clause of the Constitution prohibits also on the grounds of sexual orientation, discrimination. That is a society that we seek to create, that is also reflecting something of where we come from as a society. And so it's very important to move forward on this issue and really embody more of the inclusive society that we want to be.
So in short, you want the 2015 decision to be reinstated?
That's correct, yes. It was a good decision. It was an open decision. It was courageous, you know. It moved us the step forward to also be a symbol of hope for many people in South Africa, you know, and to show the way of how we can be. And so that has been an open decision that didn't force anyone to do anything that they didn't want to, but it simply created more space for more people.
Just lastly, you mentioned that this isn't just the church community that's being affected by this. Just tell me, what is the wider reach of a decision that will be made by courts?
Yeah, it is about institutional discrimination, you know, and how can that still be tolerated in this day and age? So it is very important that we do have a positive decision on this, to also assist other organizations to realize that they can't discriminate on race, on gender, on sexual orientation, on many of the other prohibitions in the equality clause of the Constitution.
Perfect. Back to you, Michelle. That was Laurie Gaum, activist and applicant in this case against 11 members of the church and the church itself on the gay decision. Back to you in court. We will have more on this tonight.
All right, well, thanks very much for that. Mia Spiss is our reporter on that story. She'll bring us further updates from the North Gauteng High Court throughout the day.